Hello, welcome to High Ground Gaming. This is Eric. It's a Sunday afternoon. Time for some 1905 dead ball baseball featuring Action PC Baseball. It's going to be another game between the New York Giants and the Brooklyn Superbas. Game 2 of the series. It's actually a 5-game series in New York. And it's actually going to be a 6-game series, as though, because there's another game in Brooklyn. So it's a long series. This is game 2. The Giants won the first game. Now currently have a 2-game winning streak, and I believe their record is 25-12 now after that win. So let's get this game underway. Mr. Brody is in his third base coaching box as usual.
Welcome to Polo Grounds for today's game between Brooklyn and New York. Harry McIntyre takes the mound for Brooklyn. He's made 8 starts on the year and is 4-3 with an earned run average of 2.99. His second start against New York. He'll be opposed by Christy Matthewson for New York. He's made 8 starts on the year and is 4-3 with an earned run average of 1.67. His first start against Brooklyn. It's 71 degrees, wind speed 6 mph, right to left. Pitching for New York, Christy Matthewson. Leading off for Brooklyn, left fielder, Jimmy Sheckard.
Alrighty, and there you have it. Christy Matthewson, the Christian gentleman, will be pitching today. Like I said, he's got a record of 4-3 with a 1.67 ERA, 31-game winner on the season. He's pitched 70 innings, allowed 55 hits, 1 homer allowed, 8 walks, and 24 strikeouts. And opponents are hitting .211 off of him, so he's been very stingy. Hasn't quite got the run support, as evidenced by his 4-3 record. But everything, all those other numbers are right where they should be. So the lineup for the visiting Brooklyn Superbas, later the Brooklyn Dodgers, will be leading off Jimmy Sheckard, the left fielder. He's currently on a 9-game hitting streak, extended that last game. At third base is Emil Batch. Batting third is Harry Lumley, the right fielder, who is currently, I believe, the MVP of the season so far. We'll check out his stats when he bats. Batting cleanup, the switch hitting second baseman Charlie Malay. Batting fifth will be Charlie Babb, the shortstop. Batting sixth will be Lou Ritter, behind the plate. Actually, I'm sorry. Lou Ritter is the center fielder. He is also a catcher. But today he'll be in center field. Batting seventh will be Bill Bergen, the catcher. Batting eighth, the first baseman, he was also a pitcher, Fred Mitchell. And on the mound, batting ninth, is Harry McIntyre. So that's your lineup for the visiting Brooklyn Superbas. They come into this game with a 16-22 record. Yeah, the Giants are 25-12, as we said earlier.
Play ball!
So your outfield and infield for the New York Giants is your standard lineup, fielders of Mertes in left, Donlin in center, and Brown in right. Not a very good defensive outfielder, not much range there. And your infield is Art Devlin at third, Bill Dowling at short. Strong left side of the infield there. Gilbert is a second baseman, and Dan McGann is your first baseman. Behind the plate is your Hall of Famer Roger Bresnahan, and on the mound, Christy Matthewson. So Sheckard steps into the box. He's hitting .383 on the season with 12 runs batted in, 27 runs scored, 7 stolen bases, on base percentage of .484 with 6 doubles and 5 triples. So Matthewson looks in for the sign from Bresnahan. Here's the windup in the pitch. And it's a strikeout. So a good start from Matthewson and the Giants. Next up will be Emil Batch, the third baseman. Struggling on the season so far, hitting just .201 with a homer and 15 runs batted in, 14 runs scored, 3 stolen bases, 3 doubles and a triple. And it's going to be a ground ball to Gilbert at second. He bobbles it.
Fielder, Harry, Lumley.
And is unable to make a play, so it'll be a E4 on Gilbert. So runner on first with 1 down for Lumley. So let's see why he might be an MVP candidate so far. He's hitting .348. Oh yeah, I can see it. With 6 homers and 26 runs batted in. Probably leads the league. Hit 7 homers on the actual season, so already has 6 in just 138 at-bats. 19 runs scored, 6 stolen bases, on base percentage of .419 with 6 doubles and 3 triples. Definitely some MVP numbers there. So Matthewson looks in for the sign from Bresnahan. Nods his head. Here's the windup in the pitch. And caught the outside corner for strike 1. Count evens at 1. And he'll pop this one up behind the plate. Bresnahan gives chase, but it's out of play. So 1-2 the count. We have an early score here. Boston and Philadelphia are scoreless in the first. I'm not sure exactly which Boston and which Philadelphia that is. So count even at 2 now. And that'll be a dribble to Gilbert. Gilbert makes his second error of the inning on back-to-back plays. So Gilbert having a tough time early on. And we have 2 runners on, both reached via the error by Gilbert. So there'll be runners on first and second with 1 out for Charlie Melee. He'll be batting left against the right-handed Matthewson. He's hitting .278 with 10 runs batted in, 13 runs scored, a stolen base, and 2 doubles and a triple. New York playing back, open to turn 2. And it's going to be a dribble in front of the plate. He'll go to third. Matthewson alertly goes to third and gets the lead runner. So Batch is erased on the quick thinking by Matthewson. So it'll be 2 down now. We have a final score. And that other one must have been a National League score, because this one we had the Philadelphia Athletics defeating the Detroit Tigers by a score of 3-2 in American League action. So Charlie Babb will be up now. He's hitting just .133 on the season with 4 runs batted in, 7 runs scored. Does have 4 stolen bases and 1 extra base hit, that being a double. So Matthewson looking at the sign from Bresnahan. Here's the windup in the pitch. Cutter for ball 1. And that's going to be a ground ball to Devlin at third. He'll throw over to McGann, and that'll do it.
No hits, 2 errors. After 1/2 inning, Brooklyn 0, New York coming to bat. Pitching for Brooklyn, Harry McIntyre. Leading off for New York, center fielder, Mike Donlin.
So the errors don't prove costly. And it's Brooklyn 0-0, and the Giants coming up. So Harry McIntyre in there, the pitch for the Superbas. He's got a 4-3 record with a 2.99 ERA, 1 save, 69 innings pitched, 68 hits allowed, 1 homer, 24 walks, and 17 strikeouts, and opponents are hitting .251 against them. So you line up for your hometown New York Giants. It's going to be Mike Donlin, the center fielder, will bat first, followed by Gates Brown, the right fielder. But batting third will be Roger Bresnahan behind the plate. Batting cleanup, Dan McGann, the first baseman. Sam Mertes, the left fielder, will bat fifth. Third baseman Art Devlin will bat sixth. Bill Dowling, the shortstop, bats seventh. Billy Gilbert, who had a rough time in the first inning, committing 2 errors, will bat eighth and play second. And on the mound, batting ninth, is Christy Matthewson. So Donlin comes in hitting .352, right along with his close to his .356 season average. He has a homer and 16 runs batted in, 31 runs scored, 7 stolen bases, .406 on base percentage, with 7 doubles and 5 triples. So McIntyre looking for the sign from Bergman. Here's the windup and the pitch. And he's going to hit one out to left. Sheckard barely has to move, and he'll make the catch. So 1 down in the Giants first for George Brown. George Brown hitting .303 with 2 homers and 27 runs batted in. He scored 22 runs with 4 stolen bases, with a double and 5 triples. And he'll get himself a single up the middle. And, oh, what happened there? So Brown gets aggressive and is able to beat the throw by Ritter. Ritter was slow getting it back. Ritter with only a 1 range in center field and an arm of just 1. So he's a liability out there. So to bring up Bresnahan. The runner in scoring position and 1 down. Bresnahan is hitting .382 in the season. 16 runs batted in, 30 runs scored. On base percentage of .506 with 7 doubles and 2 triples. So he's in the talk for MVP in the conversation. Strike 1 called on the spitball. 1-1 count. And that'll be a single to left. And we're going to hold Brown at third as Sheckard gets it back in quickly. So Dan McGann with an RBI opportunity. And the New York Highlanders are all over the Cleveland Naps. In fact, that's a final 12-0. So McGann with a chance for an RBI here. Hitting .304 in the season with 2 homers and 37 runs batted in. 21 runs scored. 6 stolen bases, on base percentage of .422 with 5 doubles and 5 triples. And that'll be hit down the first baseline foul. Count evens at 1. And that'll be a fly ball to right. Lumley comes in and makes the catch. Not deep enough to score Brown. Another National League score. Cincinnati 1 and Pittsburgh nothing in the first. So it'll be up to Sam Mertes if the inning is going to continue. He's got a .284 average with 2 homers and 20 runs batted in, 6 doubles and 4 triples, 26 runs scored, and 10 stolen bases. I believe that leads the team. So runners at the corners and 2 down. Inside corner for strike 1 of Mertes. Mertes quickly in the hole, 0-2. And Mertes is going to hit one out the center.
No runs, 2 hits, no errors. After 1 complete, Brooklyn 0, New York 0. Center fielder, Lou Ritter.
So Ritter will make the catch, and he'll bat first here in the second inning for Brooklyn, as the Giants aren't able to score. So Matthewson back out on the hill. Ritter hitting .209 with a homer and 7 runs batted in, 9 runs scored, 2 stolen bases, 2 doubles and 2 triples. So it'll be a grounder to Gilbert. This time he is able to handle it, and he'll throw Ritter out for out number 1. So Bill Bergen, the catcher, up now. He's off to a not so great a start, hitting just .167, just 9 hits and 54 at bats, with a double and 7 runs batted in, 3 runs scored. And he'll hit this one back to Matthewson, over to McGann for out number 2.
First baseman, Fred Mitchell.
So 2 quick outs here in the second. We have another National League score. The Beaneaters are leading the Phillies by a score of 1-0 in the second. So Fred Mitchell, the first baseman, up now. He's hitting just .167, just 1 hit and 6 at-bats. Matthewson strikes him out.
No errors.
So Matthewson with 2 Ks on the day.
Brooklyn 0, New York 0. Third baseman, Art Devlin.
So that'll bring up Art Devlin. Art Devlin hitting third baseman, hitting .255 with 21 runs batted in, 19 runs scored, 7 stolen bases, 2 doubles and 4 triples. He'll lead it off for the Giants here in the second. And that'll be hit to the shortstop.
Shortstop.
Babs up with it over to Mitchell for out number 2. Oh, no, actually he won't. He won't beat it. That would have been out number 1, but Devlin is able to beat it out. So I believe Babb actually played, I think he played second base in yesterday's game. I'm not sure, but I thought he was over on the right side. But anyway, Babb unable to get the ball there in time, and Devlin's on with an infield single. So that'll bring up Dahlen now. Bill Dahlen, the shortstop. Let's see. He is a 3-bunter. Might do a little hit and run. He's a 6 hit and run. He's a .245 hitter with 2 homers and 26 runs batted in, 23 runs scored, 6 stolen bases, 3 doubles and 4 triples. I think I may try the hit and run with him. And that'll be hit on the ground. Third baseman up with it over to first.
Second baseman, Gilbert.
So Devlin will move in the scoring position with 1 down. Boston now has a 2-0 lead over the Phillies in the second. So Billy Gilbert, see if he can atone for his errors, which did not prove costly, but I'm sure he's upset about him. Those are plays he definitely could have handled. So Gilbert hitting .229 on the season with 10 runs batted in, 10 runs scored, stolen base, and 3 doubles. So McIntyre looking for the sign from Bergen. Here's the windup in the pitch. And he'll line out to, oh, a great
Christy Matthewson.
leaping play by Batch on the liner. That was headed to the corner for extra bases, but Batch is able to make the catch and keep this a scoreless game. So it'll be up to Matthewson, see if he can help himself. He's been struggling so far in the season, hitting just 2 hits and 25 at-bats. He did hit, he is a capable pitcher as he hit .236 on the season with 5 doubles and 2 homers. So Matthewson would love to help out his cause here. Ball 1. At the knees, count evens at 1. 2-1 count. And Matthewson will pop this one up to third. And that'll do it.
1 hit, no errors. After 2 complete. Brooklyn 0, New York 0. Pitcher, Harry McIntyre.
So through 2 full, no score. So the number 9 hitter, the pitcher Harry McIntyre, up now. Hitting .172 on the season with 3 runs batted in, 3 runs scored, and 2 doubles. As Mr. Brody stretches it out there. He's going to reposition himself there. There we go. As he'll take a couple of turns here. Do a shake. Get back in the coaching box. Mr. Brody having a hard time getting himself comfortable today. There we go. You ready there, Mr. Brody? You all set? All ready to coach? Are we going to win this game? I think we're going to win the game. You get ready now, just in case a runner comes to third base. You gotta wave him home or stop him, okay? Gotta be ready. Alrighty. So McIntyre up now. See if he can help his own cause. And ooh, how are we gonna try it with Donlin? Are we gonna try the dive, or are we gonna let the? I think we're gonna try a dive here. 41% chance. I think we're gonna try it. It's early on in the game. Oh, that was not good. So Donlin unable to get to it. So McIntyre will be in there with a stand-up double, as Don was unable to get to it after taking a dive. So Sheckard up now, still trying to extend his 9-game hitting streak. RBI opportunity here. Struck out his first time up. Strike one. Cincinnati continues to lead Pittsburgh 1-0 in the third. And he'll bunt. That'll get the runner over, so Sheckard sacrifices in at bat there and gets the runner over. Definitely a selfless play there, as he has a 9-game hitting streak, but he'll have at least a couple more opportunities in this game. So Batch up now. He was safe on an error by Gilbert in the first. So McIntyre in third with a 1 down. Fastball for ball 1. 2-0 the count. 3-0 the count. As Matthewson seems a little bit rattled. And he's going to hit a fly ball to Donlin in center. He backs up, makes the catch. And throw comes in the second as McIntyre will tag up and score. So sacrifice fly for Batch. And Brooklyn has a 1-0 lead now here in the third. So that'll bring up Lumley with 2 down. Lumley was safe on an error himself by Gilbert. And he'll hit a dribble down third baseline. Devlin with it. And
1 run. 1 hit.
He gets him.
No errors.
So a great play by Devlin. Barehanded. But Giants get on the board. As Donlin attempted to dive at that one and was unable to get to it, allowing McIntyre to get into second with a double instead of keeping it a single. So we head to the bottom of the third. The Giants will have top of the order Donlin, Brown, and Bresnahan. Donlin would love to get on base here. And he will, as he hits it just behind the second base bag. It'll drop in there. So Donlin's in there with a leadoff single. So it brings up George Brown, who doubled up the middle his first time out. Takes a strike at the knees. And that'll be a base hit to left, as Batch took a poor angle on that one. Gets under his glove. So we'll credit that one with a base hit, though, for Brown. So Brown now 2 for 2. So runners on first and second for Bresnahan. He's 1 for 1 so far in the game. He'll be hitting away. And he'll pop one up behind the plate. And Bergen gives chase, but it's out of play. So Pittsburgh is taking the lead over Cincinnati now, 2-1 in the third. Ball. So the count is 1-1 now. And that's going to be a base hit, as Bresnahan singles to right. And we're going to hold Donlin with nobody out. We're going to hold Donlin at third. So the bases will be loaded now for McGann. As Bergen goes out the top to McIntyre, try to settle him down. So Mr. Brody, get ready for your third base coaching there. Mr. Brody was able to stop the runner at third there. So that was a good call by Mr. Brody. So ball 1 just off the ground. 1-1 the count on McGann. This one's popped up behind the plate. Bergen gives chase, but this one will be out of play also. So 1-2 the count on McGann. He lined to right his first time up. And he strikes out. So McIntyre gets McGann. So McIntyre has his first K of the day. Came at a good time. So Sam Murche is now with an RBI opportunity. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Ball 1 high and inside. And that's going to be... Oh, it's going to be an error by McIntyre. Donlin will come in to score. So no RBI in the play, but the Giants tie it up on the error by McIntyre. So 1-1 game now for Art Devlin. Devlin singled Had an infield single his first time up. Ball one. Fastball. And it's going to be a fly ball to left. And it looks like Sheckard makes a great diving play as Brown tags and scores. So sacrifice fly for Devlin on that one. Credit him with an RBI. And the Giants take a 2-1 lead. So that'll bring up Dowling, who grounded to third his first time up. Ball one high and tight. 2-0 the count. And Boston and Philadelphia are tied in the third now, 2-2 in National League action. In there, so 2-1 count now on Dowling. Dowling's going to fly out to right. And that'll do it.
After 3, Brooklyn 1, New York 2.
So the Giants lead 2-1 after 3. As they answer Brooklyn's lone run with 2 of their own. And it looks like the Boston Pilgrims and the Chicago White Sox are underway. No score in the first. Melee up now. Sacrifice his first time up. And this time he'll get one to drop in behind second. Another score, Washington St. Louis underway. In St. Louis, no score in the first. So Babb up now. Babb grounded the third his first time up. Ball one. As Melee Melee's on first. That's right, he's singled. And that'll be hit back to Matthewson. Melee will move up to second on the fielder's choice. So tying run in scoring position with 1 down for Ritter. Ritter ground to second his first time up. And he hits another one, a liner back to Matthewson on 1 hop. Matthewson looks the runner back and throws out Ritter for out number 2. So that'll bring up the catcher, Bergman. He grounded back to Matthewson his first time up. And this one's going to drop in there. And they threw home. I don't know what was going on there. As Donlin throws to Matthewson instead of throwing home, allowing the run to score. So it's all tied up at 2 now. So Mitchell up now. Mitchell struck out his first time up. And that's another base hit. So Matthewson being hit, not hard, but they're dropping in there. So the go-ahead run now on third, 90 feet away with 2 down. Gonna bring up McIntyre, see if he can redeem himself for his error, which allowed a run to score for the Giants. Ball one, low and away. And that's going to be a grounder to third. Oh. We can't try that. So it looks like the go-ahead run's going to come in now. As Devlin has to eat it. Didn't really have a play anywhere. So Bergen will score on the RBI infield single by McIntyre. So he's able to redeem himself and knock in a run. So Boston has pulled ahead of Philadelphia now, 4-3. So runners on first and second with 2 down for Sheckard, still trying to extend his hitting streak. Ball one down and away. And that'll be hit to Gilbert with his 3rd error of the day. So Gilbert having a rough time at second today. Don't know what's up there. And that'll load the bases with 2 down. So it'll bring a Batch 0 for 2 on the day. Ball one. Foul back. 1-1. It'll be popped up to first. McGann has a beat on it. Drifts over and make the catch.
4 hits, 1 error. After 3.5. Brooklyn 3, New York 2.
But Brooklyn takes the lead with 2 runs of their own. It's now a 3-2 game. So Gilbert up now. He'll see what he can do here. Had a rough day in the field so far, 0 for 1. And nope. as he bounces one back up to McIntyre, who throws over to Mitchell for out number 1. Senators lead the Browns 2-0 in the second. So they'll bring up Matthewson with 1 down. Matthewson popped the third his first time up. And he'll get his first hit of the day. And the right fielder is unable to handle it. So Lumley doesn't handle it cleanly, and Matthewson will be at second with just one down. So Donlin, 1 for 2 on the day, is up now. Pops one up behind the plate. This one will be back into the crowd. 1-1 the count. Another one behind the plate. This one also out of play. Count even at 2. And it'll be a base hit right up the middle. And are we going to send Matthewson with 1 down? 65% chance? No. It'll be runners at the corners with 1 down for Brown, who's 2 for 2 on the day. So the White Sox are up 2-0 against the Pilgrims in the first. Strike 1. Brown swung at a bad one that time. Brown quickly in the hole, 0-2. And he strikes out on 3 pitches. So it'll be up to Bresnahan, who's also 2 for 2. Swing and a miss, strike 1. And it'll be a fly ball to right. Lumley will drift over and make the catch.
2 hits, 1 error. After 4, Brooklyn 3, New York 2.
And that's the same score between the Beaneaters and the Phillies, as the Beaneaters lead in that one. So Lumley up now after making the last inning. 0 for 2 on the day. He'll line one out to Matthewson for out number 1. Melee up now. Malay, 1 for 2. Fouls one back. And he hits this one, and Gilbert was able to make the play this time. Over to McGann for the second out of the inning. So Babb 0 for 2 up now. He'll ground out to Dowling to end the inning.
No runs, no hits, no errors. After 4.5, Brooklyn 3, New York 2.
So Matthewson with a clean inning. So it'll be McGann, Mertes, and Devlin up for the Giants here in the bottom of the 5th, halfway through, down by a run. Again, I'll get under one here and pop one up to short. Babb with the catch for out number 1. Sam Mertes 0 for 2 on the day. And he gets plunked. So 1 out base runner for the Giants. And we're going to have Mertes steal despite Bergen, who looks like an above average catcher there. But we're going to try it anyway. 84% chance on there, so let's try it. He's got 10 steals on the season. And this one is going to be in the center field, so Bergen with the errant flow allows Mertes to get the third, so credit him with his 11th steal. Advancing the third on the error by Bergen. So tying run 90 feet away with 1 out. Devlin up 1 for 2. Takes a ball. Ball 2 now, 2-0. Swing and a miss, 2-1 the count. And he'll pop one up the third. Batch under it, makes the catch for out number 2. So it'll be up to Dowling if the Indians continue. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Ball 1, low and inside. And he gets plunked. Second hit batter this inning. Puts runners at the corners with 2 down. As Pittsburgh has a 4-1 lead over Cincinnati in the 6th. So Gilbert comes through on the poor play by the third baseman, Batch. His second poor play of the game allows the run to come in on a single by Gilbert. So Gilbert, while having a poor day in the field, is able to get a RBI single here to tie the game at 3. So Matthewson with a chance to give himself the lead here. 1 for 2 on the day. Count even at 1. 2-1 the count. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And Matthewson with a nice, sharply hit ball to center.
1 hit, 1 error, after 5 complete. Brooklyn 3, New York 3.
But Ritter is able to track it down for out number 3. Wow, and Washington has exploded for 7 runs now. They lead it now 7-0 over St. Louis in the 3rd. So Matthewson up in now with a tie ball game. Ritter will lead it off. He's 0 for 2. He'll ground out to Dowling for out number 1. Bergen 1 for 2 up now. Grounds out to Devlin. So 2 quick outs here in the 6th inning for Brooklyn. Brings up Mitchell 1 for 2. Gilbert over to McGann.
No runs.
For out number 3.
No errors, after 5.5. Brooklyn 3, New York 3.
So top of the order, Donlin will be up for the Giants. 2 for 3 on the day. And he gives this one a ride out to right, but Lumley is there to make the catch for out number 1. Brown up now. Brown gets his 3rd hit of the day. This one's going to be hit to... Goes all the way to the wall past Ritter. Took a bad angle on that one, and he'll be in there with a stand-up triple. So Brown with a triple. So Bresnahan with an RBI opportunity here. 2 for 3 on the day. And no. 15% chance. Nah. So Bresnahan gets thrown out. On the fielder's choice, Brown has to hold at 3rd. So McGann, 0 for 3 on the day. Takes a swing and a miss for strike 1. And McGann's going to give this one a ride into the gap. This one's going to be off the wall. This will score the run, and McGann is going to have himself an RBI double to put the Giants in the lead. So the Giants lead it now 4-3, thanks to the double RBI double by McGann. Merte's 0 for 2 up now. Outside for ball 1. 2-0 the count. 3-0 the count. McIntyre seems a bit rattled. And he's going to hit this one a long way. But it's going to be foul out of play. So 3-1 now the count. This one's going to be hit to center, but Ritter is there to make the catch.
No errors, after 6 complete. Brooklyn 3, New York 4.
The Giants take a 4-3 lead on the RBI double by McGann, so we head to the 7th. McIntyre will lead it off. He's having a good day at the plate, 2 for 2. Knocked in a run. And this time he'll line up the dial, and it'll be all he has to move for out number 1. Cubs lead the Bean Eaters 2-0. The White Sox lead the Pilgrims 2-0. So Sheckard's still trying to extend his hitting streak. This might be his last opportunity, possibly. Actually, no, probably won't. Well, it could be, unless Brooklyn gets a base runner. And he'll take a walk. So lead off, one out base runner for the Superbas. And Matthewson will throw over to first. Sheckard's back safely. So it'll bring a batch 0 for 3 on the day. Ball 1 inside. Does not look like he's bunting. And he'll fly out to left. Marquez is there to make the catch. So 2 outs. As St. Louis has got a run on the board now, 7-1 Washington. So Lumley, the MVP so far in the season, is 0 for 3. See if he can extend the inning. Up and in for ball 1. And that'll be a wild pitch on Matthewson to allow Sheckard to move in the scoring position. So strike 1. 2-1 the count on Lumley. And another wild pitch by Matthewson. Allows Sheckard to move to third, so another wild pitch will tie this game at 4. 3-1 count now to Lumley. And he'll fly out to... Oh, that's going to go out of play as Brown gives chase. Full count now. And he strikes him out, so he gets him.
The 7th, after 6.5. Brooklyn 3, New York 4.
So it's still a 1-run game as we head into the 7th inning stretch time. So Art Devlin will lead it off, 1 for 3 on the day. Pops one up behind the plate. Bresnahan cannot get to it. I'm sorry, Bergen cannot get to it. And Devlin will draw a walk. We're going to have Devlin steal here. Devlin off of the pitch. And he's in there. So Art Devlin with his 8th stolen base of the season. Gets a runner in scoring position with nobody down. Down will line up to Mitchell for out number 1. Gilbert up now, 1 for 3. He's got 1 RBI already on the day. And he'll get his 2nd RBI as he's going to get himself an RBI double. So Gilbert always had a tough time in the field. Has 2 RBIs on the day. Now a 2-run Giant lead. As the Cubs lead the Cardinals by a score of 1-0 in the 4th. So Matthewson up now. 1 for 3. Swing and a miss for strike 1. 1-1. 0-2 the count. So Matthewson quickly in the hole. And Matthewson helps his own cause here. Are we going to send Gilbert home? No. So that'll put runners at the corners. So Donlin 2 for 4 on the day. He's got an RBI opportunity here. Takes a ball. Swing and a miss. 1-1 the count. And Donlin with the base hit. That'll score a run. Matthewson moves up to 2nd. So now a 6-3 lead. So the Giants starting to pull away here. Brown 3 for 4. McIntyre up to 110 pitches. Brown has 3 hits on the day. And he's going to fly out to left. As Sheckard makes the catch. For out number 2. Bresnahan 2 for 4 on the day. One the count. 1-2. Count evens at 2. Full count now on Bresnahan. The runners will be off with 2 down. And that's a foul ball down the first base line. And Bresnahan will draw a walk, so that'll load the bases. So McGann will be up with the bases loaded. 1 for 4 on the day. And he gets plunked. That'll bring in a run. RBI from McGann on that one. So to bring up Sam Mertes, 0 for 3 on the day. And he swings at the first pitch. This is going to be a pop-up to short. And that'll do it.
On 3 hits and no errors. 7 are in the books. Brooklyn 3, New York 7.
But the Giants put up a 3 spot in the 7th and now lead at 7-3. So a little breathing room for Matthewson, who's in the pitch's 8th inning of work. 102 pitches for Matthewson. Melee will lead it off, 1 for 3. And that's a weird foul ball, but a foul ball nonetheless. And this will be a fly ball to right. Brown really has to move and makes the catch for out number 1. So Boston leads Philadelphia now 4-2. And I think that's the American League score. So Babb hitless on the day. He'll field it and take to the bag himself for out number 2. So Ritter 0 for 3. He'll get a base hit to right. So Ritter with his first hit of the day. 6 hits now for the Superbas. So Matthewson seems to have settled down the last few innings. One and one now in Bergen. 1-2. 2-2 the count now. And that's the White Sox over the Pilgrims by a score of 3-1.
No runs.
And he strikes him out.
No errors. After 7.5. Brooklyn 3, New York 7.
So the Giants with a 4-run lead going to the bottom of the 8th will have Devlin, Dallin, and Gilbert up. And McIntyre gets his third K of the day. McIntyre is still in there. And that would be a great diving play by Ritter in center. Ritter makes a rare great play. For out number 2. Pittsburgh continues to lead Cincinnati by a score of 5-1 in the 9th now. Top of the 9th, obviously. Gilbert 2 for 4 in the day. And he'll fly out to right to end the innings.
No errors. We played 8 complete. Brooklyn 3, New York 7.
So Sheckard will get at least one more opportunity to extend his 9-game hitting streak. He'll bat third this inning. So Mitchell 1 for 3 on the day. Down and inside for ball 1. 1-1 the count. 1-2 on Mitchell. Count evens at 2. And that's a dribble with a Devlin. Throw to McGann for out number 1. So McIntyre, I would assume, would be pinch hit for here. No, he's not. He's going to hit for himself. Well, he does have 2 hits on the day. Hit for himself, and that's going to be a dribble down the first base line. McGann fields it over to Matthewson covering. So the Superbas are down to their last out. Sheckard with a chance to extend his hitting streak, probably his last chance here. So Matthewson looking to get the complete game. Victory. Gets the sign from Bresnahan. Here's the windup in the pitch. High and away, ball 1. 1-1 the count. 2-1 on Sheckard. Count goes to 3-1. And he's going to unwin, so his hitting streak will be gone. As the Giants prevail 7-3 over the Superbas.
The final score from Polo Grounds, New York 7, Brooklyn 3, Christy Matthewson picks up the win. He is now 5-3 on the season. Harry McIntyre gets the loss. He is now 4-4 on the season. Time of the game, 2 hours, 4 minutes.
It's a pretty sloppy game as each team commits 3 errors. Of course, all 3 of them, the New York's errors, were by Gilbert, the second baseman. So Matheson definitely the MVP on that game. So let's check out the box score here. So Matthewson with the victory goes to 5-3. Pitches a complete game, 6-hitter, allowing 3 runs, all of them earned. So the errors don't prove costly by Gilbert at least, with 1 walk and 4 strikeouts. His stuff was good as indicated by the plus there. McIntyre goes the distance, goes 8 innings, allowing 14 hits, 7 runs, only 4 of them earned though. 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. Hitting stars for the Giants, quite a few of them, as Donlin goes 3 for 5 with a run scored and an RBI. Brown was 3 for 5 with 2 runs scored. Bresnahan 2 for 4. Also walked. McGann 1 for 4 with a couple of runs batted in. Mertes 0 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI. Devlin 1 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI. Also walked once. Dallin was the lone, no, actually the lone guy, but Dallin the hitless on the day, 0 for 4. Gilbert had a rough day in the field, but 2 for 4 at the plate, knocking in 2 and scoring 1. And Matthewson Had a couple of hits himself, 2 for 4 with a run scored. So let's see, for the Brooklyn Superbas, not much offense there. McIntyre, the pitcher, was their best hitter. He was 2 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI. Bergen, the catcher, was 1 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI. Mitchell, Ritter, and Malay with the other hits. So let's check out the errors here. So Gilbert had 3 hits. Gilbert now with 17 errors on the season. Unbelievable. And what, we're in game number 39, so Gilbert is like the Butch Hobson of second base back of the dead ball era. 17 errors already. Wow. He may be replaced if he keeps it up. Let's see here. Bergen with an error is 4th. Lumley is 4th. And McIntyre his 2nd for the Superbas. Brown had a triple, his 6th. Stolen bases by Mertes and Devlin. That's about it. Not much going on here. Other than that, as MVP, Matthewson, game-winning RBI for Mike Gann. So that is it. So we will see you from the Polo Grounds in Game 3 as the Giants will take on Brooklyn once again. So let's check out our standings after today. So the Giants with 2.5 games, tied with Philadelphia now for 2nd place behind the Chicago Cubs, who are 29-10. Detroit 19-19 in the American League. So it's an all-Chicago lead here as the White Sox lead in the American League by 4.5 games over Philadelphia. So it's Chicago and Philadelphia 1-2 in the American and National Leagues. Almost New York is 3rd in the National League, but in 4th in the American League. So Chicago and Philadelphia cities are both liking it so far, especially Chicago. So thank you for joining me. It's been Eric from Ground Gaming, my co-host and third base coach, Mr. Brody. And we'll see you in the next 1905 New York Giants replay. And again, once it hits that we hit the 30th of August, Ty Cobb's career starts, which is not for a while, but we'll start doing some Detroit games when we hit then. So take care and God bless. Bye-bye now.